A chill runs down your spine. A shiver, unexpected. You try to shake it off. Something isn't right. The air feels heavy, thick with dread. You're not alone. A presence lurks nearby. It has no form, no face. Yet you can feel its eyes on you. Cold, menacing. It's the feeling that grips you when you hear her name. Bloody Mary, a whisper in the dark. A legend passed down through generations. Whispered at sleepovers, dared in the dead of night. A name that conjures fear. A name that chills the very marrow. But what is the truth behind the legend? Is it merely a childish game? Or does it harbor something more sinister? Something ancient, malevolent, something that waits patiently in the reflection. The ritual is simple, deadly in its simplicity. Stand before a mirror, in the darkness. Light a candle, its flickering flame, the only source of light. And then, whisper her name. 3 times. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. What happens next? The stories are varied. Some say she appears, a woman in white, her face obscured by the passage of time. Her eyes, though, they burn with a cold fire, a reflection of the darkness within. Others speak of screams, blood-curdling screams echoing from the mirror, as if from some distant realm, a realm of suffering. And then, silence. A chilling silence that speaks volumes. Mirrors, portals to another world. So the legends say, gateways to a realm where darkness reigns supreme. And she is its queen, Bloody Mary. She waits, patient, vengeful, for those foolish enough to summon her, to utter her name in the dead of night. Are you brave enough to face the truth? To uncover the horrifying reality behind the legend of Bloody Mary? The legend of Bloody Mary. It's more than just a campfire tale, more than a spooky story whispered at sleepovers. It's rooted in history, tangled in the annals of time. A story of power, madness, and a thirst for vengeance that transcends death itself. To understand the legend, we must first journey back, to the heart of England, to a time of turmoil and religious upheaval, the Tudor era. Whispers of a name stained with blood, echo through the centuries. Mary, the first Queen of England to rule in her own right. But her reign, it was short, and it was brutal. Section 2. The Tudor Terror. Born in 1516, Mary Tudor's life was marked by tragedy and relentless struggle. She was the daughter of King Henry VIII and Catherine of Aragon. A princess by birth, but her claim to the throne was constantly challenged. Henry's insatiable desire for a male heir led him to annul his marriage to Catherine, declaring Mary illegitimate. Stripped of her title and separated from her mother, Mary endured years of uncertainty and political maneuvering. But her spirit, it wouldn't be broken. She refused to relinquish her rightful place as heir to the throne. Section 3. A bloody reign. When Henry VIII died, Mary's younger brother, Edward VI, ascended the throne, but his reign was brief. He died at the age of 15, paving the way for Mary to finally claim her birthright. In 1553, Mary was crowned Queen of England. Her ascension ignited a firestorm. England was deeply divided between Catholicism and Protestantism, and Mary, a devout Catholic, was determined to restore her faith to its former glory. What followed was a reign marked by violence and persecution. Those who refused to renounce Protestantism were branded as heretics and met with swift and brutal punishment. Section 4. a queen scorned. Hundreds were burned at the stake, their screams echoing across the land, a testament to Mary's unwavering faith and her ruthlessness. She became known as Bloody Mary, a name whispered with a mix of fear and reverence. But Mary's reign was not without its sorrows. She suffered several phantom pregnancies, her hopes of producing an heir dashed time and time again. Her inability to bear a child fueled whispers of a curse brought on by the blood she had spilled. In 1558, after a short and turbulent reign, Mary I succumbed to illness. She died at the age of 42, leaving behind a legacy as complex and contradictory as the woman herself. Centuries have passed since Mary's reign of terror, but her legend lives on, in the dark corners of our minds, fueled by whispers and tales passed down through generations. They say that Mary's spirit never truly found peace, trapped between worlds, seeking solace and vengeance. Some believe she is drawn to mirrors, portals to the other side, reflecting not just our image, but our deepest fears, our hidden desires. It's in these reflections, they say, that Bloody Mary appears, not always in the same form. Sometimes a young woman, her face contorted in pain. Other times, a withered hag, her eyes burning with hatred. But always, there's a sense of dread, a bone-chilling coldness that permeates the air. There are countless stories of people claiming to have encountered Bloody Mary in their homes, in abandoned buildings, even in the most ordinary of places. A fleeting glimpse, a reflection that shouldn't be there. A young girl, brushing her hair, sees a blood-stained hand reach out from the mirror behind her. A group of friends daring each other to summon Bloody Mary, hear her blood-curdling scream echoing through the room. A man, alone in his house, feels a cold breath on his neck as he stares into the bathroom mirror. Turning slowly, he sees nothing, but the temperature plummets, and the mirror remains fogged long after he's gone. One location stands out among the countless places where Bloody Mary is said to appear: the Tower of London, a place steeped in history and soaked in the blood of countless souls. It was here that Mary Tudor imprisoned her half-sister, Elizabeth. The two women, bound by blood, torn apart by ambition and religious fervor. The tower's walls, witness to their bitter rivalry, and to Mary's descent into madness and despair. It is said that Mary's spirit still haunts the tower, her anguished cries echoing through the stone corridors, seeking retribution for her stolen throne and her shattered dreams. But the Tower of London is not the only place where Mary's presence is felt. Any mirror, any reflective surface can become a portal to the other side, a gateway to terror. The ritual remains the same. Stand before the mirror in the darkness, light a candle and whisper her name 3 times. But be warned, once the veil is lifted, it cannot be easily closed. A group of teenagers on a dare seek out the thrill of the unknown. A night of adventure, a night of fear. They gather in an old, abandoned house at the edge of town, a place where darkness lingers, where whispers echo through the empty halls. They huddle around a flickering candle in a dusty attic room. A chill runs down their spines. They have come to summon Bloody Mary, to test the legend, to tempt fate. One girl, Sarah, sits before an old, tarnished mirror, her heart pounding in her chest. Her friends watch with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. This is it, the moment of truth. The air grows heavy. The candle flickers, casting eerie shadows that dance across the walls. Sarah takes a deep breath and begins to speak. Her voice, a mere whisper in the stillness. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Bloody Mary. Silence. A deafening silence descends upon the room. The teenagers hold their breath, waiting, watching. The seconds tick by like hours, the tension thick enough to cut with a knife. Then, a sound, a soft scratching, coming from behind the mirror. The teenagers exchange nervous glances, their bravado beginning to crumble. The scratching grows louder, more insistent, as if something is trying to break free from its prison of glass and silver. Suddenly, the mirror shatters, a deafening crash that echoes through the empty house. Shards of glass fly across the room. The teenagers scream and shield their faces from the sharp, jagged edges. When the dust settles, they look up in horror. Standing before them is a figure, tall and gaunt, dressed in a long, flowing gown. Its face hidden in the shadows, but its eyes, oh, its eyes, they burn with a cold, malevolent light, like embers. In the dead of night, blood drips from its fingertips, staining the wooden floor, a crimson tide, flowing from the shattered mirror. The air grows colder, a bone-chilling cold that seeps into their very souls. And then it speaks, its voice, a raspy whisper, full of ancient pain and insatiable rage. You have summoned me. The teenagers are paralyzed with fear. They cannot move. They cannot breathe. They can only watch. As the figure takes a step closer, its eyes never leaving theirs. Now you will face the consequences. The candle flickers one last time, and then darkness, total and absolute. The teenagers scream, their voices echoing through the empty house. But their screams are cut short by a terrifying silence. The next morning, the house stands empty. The teenagers, gone, vanished without a trace. All that remains is the shattered mirror and a single blood-stained shard of glass, a chilling reminder that some legends are best left undisturbed, that some dares are not worth taking. For Bloody Mary is real, and she is waiting. No one dared to speak their names. The missing teenagers, their laughter, once echoing through the school hallways, now silenced. Their absence, a gaping wound in the hearts of their loved ones. The old house at the edge of town stood silent, shrouded in an eerie stillness. Locals whispered tales of strange lights and chilling screams from the attic, but no one dared to venture inside. Not anymore. And what of Sarah, the girl who dared to summon Bloody Mary? Some say her reflection never left the shattered mirror. Trapped for eternity in that fragmented world, her screams echoing endlessly through the void. Others believe Bloody Mary took her with her, claiming her soul as a prize. A chilling reminder of the price of reckless curiosity. The legend lived on, darker and more terrifying than ever before. Mirrors, once mundane objects, became sources of unease. People avoided their gaze, fearing what might be lurking beneath the surface. The reflection of their own fear, perhaps, or something far more sinister. The horrifying truth behind the legend of Bloody Mary remained a mystery. Was she a vengeful spirit seeking retribution for a life cut short? Or a malevolent entity feeding on the fear of those foolish enough to summon her? The answer, perhaps, lay hidden in the darkness, whispered on the wind that howled through the broken windows of the old house. A warning carried on the air for anyone who dared to listen. Beware the mirror's gaze. Beware the whispers in the dark, and never, ever utter her name. For Bloody Mary is real, and she is waiting. What did you think of tonight's story? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more terrifying tales from the darkest corners of the world. Sleep tight, if you dare.